Guys, anyone saw my previous TriStar video, you may have heard me say that I was interested to discover whether or not I actually liked it better with the light, because I normally don't like fans with lights, but there are exceptions to that. There are some fans that just need a light to be complete, and let me tell you, this fan right here with the light is awesome. It was cool without the light, but the light just tops it off beautifully. I love it very, very much. Much more than I did at first. So you can see we got the factory Emerson control wired in there. Not really equipped here to do 3-wire testing, so hence the control being up there, but it won't be that bad. So first let's play with the light a little bit. I'm going to turn off all the other lights, and since I actually took the suggestions and have been using uplights for these residential fans, I'll turn those off. And then walk back here. I'm trying to walk backwards to the back of the shop. Where is it? There we go. So it's a 25 watt bulb in there. Can take up to 100. I like to do a low wattage bulb for videos, so it's not too much glare. It's on the lowest setting too, so we can turn it all the way up. Just for the heck of it. Put the fan on low. And just enjoy what that looks like to have the fan on low. It's a lot of glare from that. I'm going to turn the light back down to the lower setting and see if that's better or worse. Gotta get my hand in here and do it, which is hard because I can't really see. It's awfully dark in here. No, it's better with more light, although that's definitely cool. Okay. Should do a smoke machine next, really make it cool. Turn everything back on. I don't know if this is going to make a difference or not. Ooh, almost stuck my hand in the fan blades. That's what I get for trying to look at the camera instead of what I'm doing. Man, is that beautiful. Look at that thing. Whoops, I turned on one light that I wasn't supposed to. Sorry about that. I don't know if I mentioned it in the previous video or not, but if I have the opportunity to add any more fans to the museum, this is going there. This is definitely a museum piece, especially if we're trying to encompass all eras of fans, because this has got to be one of the rarest, most sought after fans from the 90s. Okay, so that's low on both the fan and light with the control. 0.26 for the two together. Let's turn the light off so I can get a more accurate reading from the fan. 0.23. So I'm guessing that's a 5 microfarad. That would make sense. So let's turn the fan to speed 2. We're now drawing 0.4. So I'm guessing that control is a 5, 10, 15. I didn't check it. I thought of checking it, but figured it'd be better just to see what we could tell from the video. I mentioned in the previous video that I do have the canopy and mount and everything. Just opted not to utilize it under these circumstances. Okay, let's see if I can safely get us to high. 0.7978, which of course would be the same as in the previous video, because high is always going to be high. And I do have it set on the Fastco 4-speed control here. I'm not going to go through all the speeds. It's just so that I can turn it off. Then I think I'll set the camera down for reverse, just so that get that clean camera angle there. It's not me all bumping around and stuff. How do I do this without having my hand blocking it? God, I'm so bad at camera. Okay, so not quite. There we go. Beautiful shot. That's money right there. Okay. Let's reverse. And I think because we know already that the current draw is going to be the same, so we don't really need to go through that again, I think I'm going to turn the light on this portion of the video. So we got light on low, fan on low. I'll power it on with the other control down here. Isn't that beautiful? That's got to be one of the most beautiful things you've ever seen. Second only to, of course, those who have seen my wife, in case she's watching. In the event that she's watching, which rarely happens, but sometimes she surprises me. Of course, you are the most beautiful thing. Second, and this fan has come second. So, hopefully that saved me from any trouble I might possibly get in. Okay, let's move both the fan and the light to the second setting. If anyone is curious, it's drawing 0.5 amps for both the fan and the light on setting 2. Okay, let's go all the way to full power. Fan and light on high. If anybody's curious, it's drawing 0.97. Like I said, the light can take up to a 100 watt bulb. And that is a 25 watt bulb. Okay. Just because I like it best with the light on dim. Well, I got a lot of really cool stuff this week. This is probably my favorite. But it's hard to say. Oh, I forgot to tell you. Remember how I was telling you in the last video that it was a pain to assemble, in part because Emerson didn't... Some of the things were like, some of the screw holes were not threaded all the way where they were supposed to be, and just little idiosyncrasies like that that were clearly manufacturing defects. Well, the light was even worse. The two screws that are supposed to hold the socket in, because they didn't even send it with the socket assembled in the fitter. You had to screw the socket in the fitter yourself. I'm going to turn it back to low while I'm talking because I like it on low. But you know what? Let's do low forward. So the, yeah, what was I saying? The screws that attach the socket to the fitter were not long enough, the ones that they included. And, you know how some newer fans have those little connectors for connecting lights where it's, instead of wire nuts, you stick the male and the female together? Well, the neutral wire had a male and a female, but the hot wire was 2 males. So there was no way to connect the light without cutting the wires and using a wire nut. So, I don't know, maybe that was something they were trying to do for the gay rights movement. That wasn't a very good joke, I'm sorry. I got nothing, it's a long day. But that's a pretty fan. That's just a pretty fan. So, I hope you've enjoyed this fan as much as I have. I'm just going to let it sit on that for a little bit, because who wouldn't want to look at that? That's just... if I had anywhere in my house where gloss black and rosewood would be appropriate, this fan would be there. Definitely not my living room. My living room is all lighter woods, and or at least less red woods, less reddish woods, and tans and stuff. And what's in the bedroom? Is there anything black in the bedroom? The dressers are kind of a light teak or something, kind of a reddish wood, but it's really light. TV's black, but that doesn't really count. I don't know. I have half a mind to put it in my bedroom, but actually the problem with that is that there's no pull chain, and yeah, it does have a third wire. No, we use that third wire. I'd have to get like a remote receiver and stuff. Tell me that's not beautiful. I'm upset that I gotta take it down and put it back in the box. I would just leave it here and look at it for a while. But unfortunately I have other things I have to test, and yeah, definitely didn't feel quite as in love with it as without the light, so it's interesting that the light does something. So next on my list, is, for these at least, is an Emerson Petal, and I actually presumably will be getting an Emerson Petal or two soon, although I don't think they're complete, so we'll have to see if they can be completed. So yeah, that's my... I'm trying to think if there's anything else from the 90s that I want. Not really. This was my biggest 90s fan, and second is the Emerson Petal. Third is the Second Century original, which I have, and it's really about it for me in the 90s, unless there's Emerson Premium, which I have. I love those. Mostly Emerson, really. Most of what I like from the 90s, Emerson. Minka Air Classic, which I have. Ammeter just cut off because I thought, since I hadn't done anything in so long, that it was done for, but we'll see what it's drawing. It's drawing 0.26. I think we did that earlier. The low fan and the low light. How does that look in the camera? That's all the side lights off, but the up lights are still on, the ones that I added. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I am going to actually let me see how the side lighting affects it. Maybe that will change how I do my videos. So that's that side. That's the side that I would expect to make it look better and not worse. So when the other side is on, does that wash it out? Does that wash it out? Let's see. A little bit. Let's... That's everything. I wish I had somebody that could go switch the light off while I was looking in the viewfinder. My question is that better? It's less light, but the fan is no longer backlit. I can't tell. Maybe I'll go back and look at this video later. If anybody's still watching now, I don't know what you're doing with your life. But keep doing it, because I appreciate people who watch my videos all the way through. I'm just going to gaze at this fan some more. I'm also very pleased that I ended up with black. I wouldn't have minded a white one, but this is the finish that I wanted. Everything about it is what I wanted. And I'm just happy. I don't know where we at. Time-wise, 15 minutes. That's not bad. I've done longer videos than that. I got some 30-minute fan videos. Of course, that's before I splice the two together, so if you're watching the combined version, it's going to be way past 15 minutes now, but you'll be okay. It's probably like 30 at this point. Well, that's less cool than I thought it would be. It looks like any modern fan that way. Yeah, I'll find a place for this someday. No, museum. I said museum. So I just gotta make more room at the museum. Because that ceiling's pretty full right now. A regular rubber flywheel in there. A one-piece blade bracket for all three blades. That's where the screws were problematic. It actually has kind of a lower canopy, because that rectangular, triangular, whatever it is thing on the top of the motor there houses the capacitor. Come on, you can't tell me that you've had enough of this fan. You want to see some more of it too. Don't lie. Tell me the truth. It's okay. We're in this together. If you're actually still watching at this point, comment on the video with the name of a Muppet. That's how I'll know who's crazy enough to watch it all the way through to the end. If you don't know what a Muppet is, it's the same as the characters from Sesame Street, the monsters and stuff from Sesame Street. They had their own show as well. Control. I'd take you downstairs and show you the box for it, but then we wouldn't get to look at the fan up here, so that defeats the whole purpose. It's a really plain, just a plain white box that says Emerson on it. Nothing cool about the box. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching.